As a professor who teaches both creative writing and linguistics at my community college, I want to take a minute, 3 or 4 minutes, to talk about the importance of the subject of which our society is oddly dismissive, semantics. By this point in your academic career, you may have heard someone declare during a class discussion, "That's just semantics." Somehow, this has become an expression that communicates that someone is arguing something that is trivial or is unimportant. However, if you would like to become either a writer or a linguist, semantics is not trivial, and it is important. Simply put, semantics is the study of the meanings of linguistic expressions. Its two most important branches are lexical semantics, which concentrates on the meaning of words, and structural semantics, which concentrates on the meanings of utterances larger than words. As someone who is originally a scholar of creative writing, one of the most intriguing insights into the word choices I make that I have gained from my subsequent study of lexical semantics is the concept of markedness. Simply put, in semantics, markedness is the concept that some meanings of words are more common than others. The unmarked meaning of a word is the most common and the most general. The more marked meaning of a word is less common and more specific. When you choose your words, you need to consider what their unmarked meanings are for your readers, because those determine what your readers will see in their minds when they read your words. For example, imagine I chose to write the word tree. What do you see in your mind? For most residents of North America who speak English, they will see something along the lines of this: a tall tree that is deciduous, that is, one with leaves that tend to change color and fall off in autumn. Where I live now, in Southern California, it might be an oak. In terms of lexical semantics, this is the unmarked meaning of the word tree for most residents of North America who speak English. But if what you wanted your readers to see when you wrote the word tree was one with needles or with fronds instead of leaves, you would want to make the choice of a more marked, a more specific term such as pine or palm instead. Technically, those needles or fronds are among the semantic properties that distinguish pines and palms from the rest of trees. Now, you could write either pine tree or palm tree, or you could simply write pine or palm. As a professor who teaches creative writing, I would advise you not to choose to use two words when one would do. So I would write simply pine if I wanted my readers to see a tree like the one I am sitting under at the moment. It is interesting to note, though, that when I read the word tree, a pine is actually what I see in my mind. That is probably because I grew up in northern Wisconsin on a family farm surrounded by pines. And that may be why, when I was looking for a home in Southern California, I was drawn to one with a pine in the front yard. But that's just me. A deciduous tree is what most readers in North America will see when you write the word tree. That's just semantics.